Hello again and welcome back to Kiss My A's. I'm Emma Cownley and this week's viewer request is around inspiration. How do I find it? How can you find it? And how I would use it in a real world setting. So let's just plunge right on in, shall we? There are three main places that I take my inspiration from. The first one is just given freely to me by every other business that exists. I'm sent a wealth of emails, junk mail, there's tube ads, bus stop ads, push notifications on my phone. Pretty much everything everywhere is advertising, and if something is good, I will take that. I have a folder tucked away in my desk filled with really great DM marketing pieces that I've been particularly inspired by, and some that are particularly dreadful. I have a folder in my email inbox filled with a plethora of emails, drop basket, welcome emails, apology emails, promotional emails, anything I think is good that I can be inspired by. Someone's really piqued my interest and I think, ooh, that was a clever idea. Maybe I can find a way to adapt that later on. Save it. Same with tube ads. I'll take a little snap of that, email it to myself, save it. That way I have one of everything. So no matter what I'm tasked to write, I always have a couple of really good examples of that specific type of marketing. My second is to always have an app like Trello or Evernote ready on your phone for when you find inspiration, no matter where you are, what you're doing. If I'm washing up and I suddenly think, damn, I've had the best idea, jot that down right away. Having a chat with a mate on the bus, that is a particularly interesting quandary that you've raised there, let me jot it down. And you snowball your list and you snowball, and then when you come to write something, go back through, yes, there are those little gems that I tucked away from myself. Inspiration comes in fits and starts, so when you are inundated with really banging ideas, save them, because there's going to be a day when you got nothing and you're looking at that brief and you're just thinking. The third, networking. I get out and about as much as I can, and chatting to other creatives or other marketers really opens my eyes to the kinds of things other people are doing, which is particularly important, because if you're stuck in your own little bubble and you never get out, how are you going to know what's new and innovative and fresh? Chat with other people. Even in these conversations, they're going to be raising pain points that they themselves have, and you think, I know the answer to that. People would really benefit from a blog post. Just anything and everything. You know, it's not just idle chatter. It's all useful. So networking is such a great way of finding new inspiration. Now here's how I like to use these in a real world actual setting. I'm going to start with how I use it for clients and then how I use it for myself. So with a client, what I do, I've got the brief, read that thing, read it through again and annotate the crap out of it. And at that point, any questions that you have will probably come out and need to be vocalized. Then I will brainstorm just anything. Don't limit yourself at this point, just go bananas. Anything that you think of, get it down there. Once you kind of have a couple of kernels of an idea that you think, there might be something in that, that's when I start to look at my inspiration stash, maybe pull out a couple of ideas around that theme. Maybe I'll do a little bit of Googling and look at Pinterest, because visual stimulus really helps me get into the mood. So I like to do that as part of the process. Then what I'll do is I'll write. I don't even begin to allow my inner editor to get in the way at this point. When I'm in that zone and I've surrounded myself with all of these ideas and I'm really steeped in the moment, I do not ever edit. I sit down and I just write as much as I can in that moment. And then I'll leave it. Don't even look at it. Go back to it a day later, a few hours later, and then you can start to trim, refine, structure, just make it really pretty. Then check it against the brief. Make sure you've still answered all those questions and you're still working towards the same objective that you started out with. and then Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, you're done. When I'm working for myself, it's a little bit different. I like to follow the structure that I set out in my content plan creation video and blog post, which I will link for you below. This basically entails me going out to the places that my readership typically hang out, seeing what they're talking about. Maybe I'll visit Reddit, maybe I'll visit Quora, maybe I'll visit BuzzSumo. Really get a flavour of what's going on. I'll look at the season, what promotions are coming up that I know people are going to be talking about, what are their pain points. I'll check my own Google Analytics and see which posts are people really digging. I need to write more like this. Clearly that's what they like. That's how I find my inspiration for my own stuff. And obviously good viewers like yourselves who ask me questions that I can answer. You're pretty much telling me to my face what you want. So that's how I do my own inspiration. And when it comes to writing out those ideas on my blog, I just do whatever I like. There's no plan there. That's just me. So that's pretty much it. That's how I find inspiration personally and what I do with it when I have to use it. Bosh. If you've got any questions you'd like to ask me in next week's video, pop a comment below and I'll answer them for you, or you can call me out on Twitter at EJCownley and you could be the subject of my next video. Until next week, I think that's about all. Take care.